admit it, ever since Pat McGrath dropped that porcelain doll makeup look from Margiela, you've been wanting to bleach your eyebrows, haven't you? Well, I have. If you want to know how I do it, stay tuned because we're going to do that today. You'll see how I got these brows. And while we're at it, I thought we may as well run through some iconic eyebrows throughout history. So stick around for that. It's going to be really fun. Hi, my name is Eb. I'm a Sydney-based hair and makeup artist, and this is The Culture of Beauty. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all things hair, makeup, beauty, and culture. This week we're going to dip our toes into the wonderful world of eyebrows, and I'm also going to show you how I bleached mine today. So without any further ado, let's go back to a time when I had dark eyebrows. So I've definitely done this before, but only when I had like light hair. So I haven't tried it with dark hair, but I really have been wanting to because it feels like eyebrows have gone full circle. So we're definitely in a new eyebrow era, aren't we? And it's obviously very Y2K, like that really thin eyebrow, which I used to have back in the day. I used to pluck them a lot, and then kind of through, I guess, like the 2010s-ish, I feel like there were huge eyebrow regrets and people were trying to grow their eyebrows back, and people were getting eyebrows laminated and eyebrow like tattoos. What is that called? Micro blading or something. And then anyway, and then there's the like soap brows where they really stick them up to make them look even fluffier. So like the big eyebrow thing was like a thing for so long, and now it's not the thing anymore. We're back to thin eyebrows. But I'm not making that mistake again because I've been there. But I do really enjoy the look of a bleached brow, so that's what we're going to do today. The other thing with this like bleach brow look, it's not necessarily about being able to have that no eyebrow, thin eyebrow thing going on like we saw with Pat McGrath, which was really cool. Like she bleached out the brows and then drew like the thin line above. That's really cool, and that's something you can do with bleached brows. But also like in KBeauty, bleach brows are a really big thing, and they don't obviously bleach them to be like super duper like invisible, but they just bleach them in order to lighten them a bit, and in turn what that does is like lift the face a bit and gives a bit more of a youthful look. So that's kind of what I'm trying to achieve here, and who knows if it will be successful or not. So I'm just using this Nair bleach cream that I got from the chemist. If you're going to do this at home, please make sure you follow the directions. It's 1 spatula of powder to 2 parts cream bleach, and then you mix it in the little container. And usually I apply this with a spoolie so I can get it right in between the hairs. And I usually just use the same spoolie. I just wash it and keep it in the package. You should probably put like a barrier cream around your brow too, but I did not do that. Here's the thing, you just want to make sure that you're covering every single hair. Please don't do this if you have a bleach allergy or sensitive skin, and just always follow the directions on the packet. I just want to make sure they're really covered up. Okay, and then it says to leave it on for 7 minutes, but I'm going to leave it on for longer because I know that my brows are pretty dark and it takes a lot to lift them. And I also know that they can handle it because I've done it before. But I would recommend, if you're going to try this, start slow. Just make sure at this stage that everything's like super duper covered, because the biggest up at this stage is like basically uneven coverage. So yeah, you had these like 1920s stars. Obviously like the flapper eyebrow is quite iconic, but you had stars like Wong, who had that very, again, like really defined eyebrow. It was quite a sharp brow. And again, because of like the cinema, and I talk about this in another video, but because of the cinema technology at the time, those really like graphic shapes were really popular for the stars at the time, because it just made those features that they wanted to emphasize pop on screen. There was also Clara who had even more sort of emphasized downturned brow, which is super interesting. And then in the 30s, we started to see that more sort of circular kind of arch shape. So like your Billie Holidays. In the 40s, you had Marlene Dietrich, and she had that very high brow. So yeah, the thin and the thick brow just keep alternating through history in terms of what is more popular. I love Audrey Hepburn's eyebrows, so that really thick kind of almost painted on looking brow. I thought that was really cool. Obviously the 80s, you had Brooke Shields, and that like whole bushy eyebrow thing was a real sort of 80s vibe. Madonna. Grace Jones, of course, like she had that very graphic eyebrow, that kind of very straight eyebrow, which is really cool. And that actually brings me back to my point around the Korean brows. The real style at the moment in K-beauty and K-pop feels like more of a straight brow, not in the same sense that Grace Jones did the straight brow that was very kind of like angled upwards. This is more kind of like a downturned straight brow. IU has these brows, so she's got the really cute sort of straight brows. Jimin's got these eyebrows too. It's this really cute, almost like puppy look. I think the things that the Koreans are really good at is like just really subtly perfecting like the aesthetics. So they do really subtle things. Like I watched this YouTube, I'll try and find it and link it here. It was basically this Korean eyebrow shaping artist, and she was like working with someone on how to like maximize her features on her face and shaping her eyebrows. She also like plucked her hairline, so she would have the kind of perfect hairline to frame her face as well, which is just wild. My background's Turkish, so I think there's also that sort of Middle Eastern influence on eyebrows. So I never did threading or anything growing up, but I feel like the eyebrow threading sort of look, that really shapely eyebrow, that very arched look, is more popular in the Middle East. And that's, I guess, more of a way that our brow kind of naturally falls. So it's more about enhancing the existing shape of the eyebrow. Julia Fox does the bleached eyebrow thing a lot. I think she looks really good. So yeah, I feel like the current eyebrow muse for a lot of people is this Gabriette. She's very much got that like Y2K eyebrow thing. It's very true to the Y2K eyebrow. It's not like trying to be like a pretty version of that eyebrow. I think it's a very like accurate version of the eyebrow that we saw back in those days. Who has your favorite eyebrows? Drop a comment below and let me know. I just find for me, sometimes I feel like my natural brow can feel a little bit maybe too heavy for my face. So I do enjoy just changing things up with a bleach brow. And then, you know, you can always like put pencil on if you don't want to have that full sort of bleached look every day, if that's a bit too full on for you. My eyebrows, I wouldn't say they're like really super thick, but like I feel like the popular aesthetic when I was growing up was very much that more of a like Western aesthetic, so that white European look, and they just had thinner eyebrows and lighter eyebrows than I did. So plucking my eyebrows thinly was sort of a way to, I guess, like fit in to the Eurocentric beauty standard of the time. Even the bushy eyebrow trend, it wasn't so much that like Middle Eastern bushy brow that was popular. It was still like a Eurocentric eyebrow that was popular. So yeah, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of the pop culture moments for eyebrows have been very kind of Eurocentric, and even when that bushy eyebrow is popularized, it ends up being popularized by like a really white person, like a what's her name, Cara Delevingne, or a Brooke Shields, or a Lily Collins. It's like these kind of eyebrows only look really cool if they're on this more Eurocentric face. I just think it's really interesting discussion to have. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, so you can see we got pretty good lift, but it's quite like orange. So what we want to do now is just use like a purple or blue conditioner. I just got this from the chemist. It's a Schwarzkopf one. And apparently conditioner also like stops the developing process. So it will stop your eyebrows from like continuing to be bleached. And I've got a clean spoolie here. I'm just gonna pop it all over the brows again, trying to coat them evenly. So like you can go backwards against the hair, just get it all in there. Also make sure you wear old clothes when you do this, because like if you drop bleach on yourself, it's not good. You'll like bleach your clothes. Like this is a really old slip dress, but I've got like little bleach spots all over it now. So that's pretty even. So I'm gonna leave that on again for like at least 10 minutes, maybe more. What I'm gonna do is just go like wash this off, and then I'm gonna fix my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you the final look. So there's the finished look. There's the bleached brows. I hope you found that tutorial useful. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week talking about the impact of beauty on culture and culture on beauty. If there are any other topics you'd like to see me explore, please drop a comment below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.